Lesson 3.4 Skills Practice. Slope-Intercept Form. So the slope-intercept form looks like this guy right here, the y equals mx plus b. And the two parts that are identifiable are the slope, which is the m right there, and this y-intercept, the plus b. Plus b, this is the y-intercept. Okay, and for a quick review, slope is the rise over run, or the change in vertical over the change in horizontal. And the y-intercept is where the graph or the line crosses the y-axis. So it's an actual point. So the slope is not a point, but the y-intercept is a point that it's at the point where it crosses the y-axis. Okay, this first part I'm going to do some of the odds. So state the slope and the y-intercept of the graph of the equation. So if you're looking at this equation right here, we have y equals x plus 4. It is in that slope-intercept form, so that means the coefficient, or the number that's next, or the value that's next to the x, will be the slope. So in this case, since there's no number right there, there is an implied 1. So that means our slope, m, will be 1. And then the y-intercept would be what's found over here that's being added. So our b would be 4. And it's an actual point, so we can either write it as 4 or 0, 4, because that is our y-intercept. It's an actual point. Okay, over here, number 3. So we have, looking for our slope. Our slope is going to be the number next to the x, or the coefficient. So the slope is 3. The y-intercept, if we look this time, it has a -1. So our y-intercept will be -1, or 0, -1. Let's go with number 5. Number 5, what's our slope? Our slope is 1/2. So slopes can be fractions, and the y-intercept is -5, or 0, -5. And lastly, we have this one right here. This one does not, or is not, in slope-intercept form, because we have the y and the 2x on the left side of the equal sign. So what we're going to do is actually add 2x, so I could cancel it over here, and whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. So I get the equation y equals 2x minus 1. Now this is in slope-intercept form, so my slope is 2. My y-intercept is a -1, or 0, -1. Okay, so now in this part, they want us to graph a line with a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of -3. So in order to graph it, we always start with the y-intercept. This is what we start with first. So the y-intercept is at -3, so we know this line crosses at -3. So here's 1, 2, 3. This is at -3. So we put a dot there. Then we use the slope. Remember, I said slope is rise over run. So if slope is 2 and slope is describing vertical over horizontal, and it's a whole number, we put that whole number over 1. So from the y-intercept, I'm going to go up 2 times. 1, 2, that's my vertical change. And 1 to the right, that's my horizontal change. And then I put my dot. And I can do this 1 or 2 times. Usually I do it 2 times so I can make sure I get a straight line. So I go up 2 more. 1, 2, and then over 1, 1. And then I can go ahead and draw a line through these 3 dots right here. And this will be the line that has the given slope and the y-intercept. And for this last example, we want to graph the equation of the line, and these equations are already in slope-intercept form. So what I'm going to do is identify the slope and the y-intercept first. So we have a slope of -3 over 2, and my y-intercept is at 1, or 0, 1. So again, whenever I'm graphing using the slope-intercept form, I begin with the y-intercept, because that's an actual point. So I'm going to go to where the y is 1. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and use my slope, which is a -3/2. So that means I am going to go in, I'm going to go down 3. So from here, on my point, I'm going to go down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then to the right 2, because that's positive. 1, 2 in the positive direction. Right there. And maybe I could do that one more time. So again, go down 3 from here. 1, 2, 3. And then to the right 2. 1, 2. And draw a line through these 3 points right there. So there. That's how you graph a line using the slope-intercept form.